Hello and welcome to another edition of Battletech Advanced, brought to you by Commando Gaming Strategic Gaming, brought to you live on twitch.tv at Commando Gaming 1. Excited to spend the next 2 hours or so with you. Let's play some Battletech. We had a mission that we didn't finish yesterday, and I kind of left it running and the game crashed, so we're going to pick that mission up again. So we take our Night Star, our Atlas, our Awesome, our Night Gear, our Longbow, and our Emperor. And let's get into it. Let's have some fun game streaming today. I'm excited. Alright, mission's all loaded up. Let's jump into it.
Command interface initiated.
Never get tired of hearing that command interface initiated message. Hey, Skewed One, thank you for stopping by and subscribing for 6 months in a row. Thank you for that. How are things going with you, sir? How are things in the lab? I'm always curious about how things are going with you in your lab, because it kind of gives me a benchmark with what's going on in the country as far as testing.
Let's make some
I heard some very disturbing information about COVID, that the newest variant is apparently really hitting people 30 and under very hard, because of a combination of the fact that they're not infected, they're not vaccinated, and the fact that they are
waiting for order.
Kind of actively out and about right now, in large part due to spring break and things of that nature. So really curious about we're going to skip the first round here because everybody has really high evasion. Let's see. I could take a shot with my Awesome here because my Awesome doesn't use any ammo. So we might as well take the shot here with our Awesome, see if we get lucky. Nope, we missed. Skewed One says, okay, in a way, I suppose. We still don't seem to be doing nearly as much testing as earlier in the year.
Receiving you.
So, would you say, Skewed One, that your operations are kind of similar to before COVID happened? Meaning, you know, you have about the same amount of work to do, you have the same
Confirmed.
assignments, things like that. Things are getting back to like pre-COVID numbers.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Approximately. So just curious, the Skewed One, I've always wondered this. So when you have somebody who's doing testing, right, if you or one of your coworkers,
Bad decisions
and you get a positive result for something, does it, on a subconscious level, does it freak you out? Are you like, oh my gosh? Or are you kind of over it? Kind of like, yeah, that's fine. I'm safe. I'm not touching anything directly. I was just always curious about the mentality that goes with being in a medical lab where when you discover a positive test, does it freak you out? Do you get apprehensive, or are you just kind of like, yeah, that's what I'm here for? And it doesn't really impact you one way or the other. Wow, 33% of the population has already gotten their first dose of the vaccine. That is really high.
Going full throttle.
I think in California we're right around, I think 15% has been fully vaccinated. Maybe another 25% in total have maybe gotten their first shot or more. I actually got my first shot. I was lucky. So you basically treat... Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And I get that, but... Or maybe not for you because you've been there for a long time, but do new people, like, freak out? Like, because they're touching a sample that's positive? Like, I don't know if that would be... Like, that would freak me out. Like, even if I did it all day long, and let's say somebody tested positive for, like, E. coli or something, or not E. coli, like, something really dangerous, like Ebola. All right, so somebody comes in, they do the test, I'm running the test, and I find out that he has Ebola, right? On a certain level, I'm going to freak out and be like, I don't want to touch this thing. Oh, okay. So it's kind of compartmentalized. So you just assume everything is positive, so you're very safe, and then another department handles the actual testing. Okay, I get it. Okay, I understand. Start working on these turrets before we get too close.
Breeding heavy damage to an enemy structure.
Doing some damage to the buildings too, which is a bonus.
Ready for orders.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. It does. I don't know. I'm always a little... I mean, I've done my share of stick work when I was in the reserves. We would, I was trained as a medic. So if we had a large unit that was getting sent overseas and they needed their shots and we didn't have the traditional medical people available, we would give people malaria shots and stuff like that. So I'm fairly familiar with the protocols of being safe with respect to needles and things of that sort. So
minimal damage on that hit.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, the skewed one. Thank you for the information. I just picture myself, if I was working ever in a lab and it was like, ooh, this guy has something that could kill me, I think it would just freak me out a little bit. But I'm sure you guys do this every day and you're trained for it. Like, going back to my reserves work, right? Like, let's say I was back in the reserves, I was handing out malaria shots.
Roger that.
And I gave somebody a shot, right? And then I looked at their information and it said, oh, positive for HIV. That would, like, freak me out. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Like, even though I know I did everything safe, it would still, on a certain level, freak me out, you know? I've never had that experience, but It would just be a little freaky for me because I don't deal with it every day.
Locking on.
Skid1 says he only has experienced one possible exposure incident. Okay, cool.
Standing by.
I'm probably overthinking it as a
On the
civilian. Like, it's not like you guys are like just putting it in a petri dish and moving your finger around in the petri dish or anything like that. You guys are obviously being very safe. So it's just it's one of those jobs, you know, there's so many jobs that kind of we take for granted. But when you think about the brave people who do things every day to protect us, it's really amazing
One attitude adjustment.
that people do these things that a lot of people would find scary. Oh, I got you. I got you.
Ready, Commander.
I was just curious about that, you know?
Throttle up.
And I'm sure you're hyper vigilant. You know, I remember back when we were, again, when I was in the reserves, and we would deal with live ammo, things that could blow you up and leave you in nothing but little bits. And we took it. We were very careful about everything we did. I'm assuming it's similar to that in the lab. Like, you assume with ammo, a lot of the time on the range, we would use dummy ammo for certain ammo that was very expensive. So, for example,
Waiting for orders.
for automatic grenade launchers, we would use dummy rounds for those instead of explosive rounds. I don't want to hit my Night Star here. We'll skip. And we would always tell everybody we were working with to act as if the ammo was live.
Standing by.
Because mistakes do happen, even though they were painted a different color. Mistakes do happen.
Looking out.
And also, just for training purposes, you wanted to act as if everything you were handling was live ammo. So I'm assuming it's similar to that Astute One in the labs. That you just assume that what you're handling is
Vehicle eliminated.
dangerous, and you act accordingly. Seed One says he was a bit freaked out in his first week. He wasn't used to seeing that much blood. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. I mean, one thing we did in the reserves as well is we would use animal components, and if you're with PETA, please tune this out. We would use animal components like pig hearts and things like that to practice stopping blood flow and things like that with tourniquets when we were in the reserves. We would do that sort of thing all the time so that there was a simulated source of blood. Or we would work on putting in trachea tubes in emergencies and things of that nature. We would use a lot of things like pig tissue and stuff like that to simulate actual tissue that we were working on. And that freaked a lot of people out. Like they had a hard time compartmentalizing the fact that it was just a pig heart and it wasn't like a human heart or anything like that. So, you know, you always have to train yourself up to those situations and get to a comfort level with anything that you do that could potentially be dangerous, right? So, like, whenever I, you know, about every 2 years ago, we had to go to a rappelling course in the reserves to remind ourselves how to rappel safely down buildings. And that always freaked me out. No matter how many times I did rappelling, I did not like it. I mean, I did it because we had to do it, but it always made me uncomfortable. And it was funny because some of the, like the training, the cadre, which is the training staff, would literally run up and down at full speed, run up and down these walls like it was no big deal because they do it, you know, several times a month for years at a time. So they were kind of immune to the situation, whereas myself and my other guys, I'll be honest with you, when I was doing rappelling, I was very slow because I did not want to get hurt in a stupid training mission. Yeah, you say that, Askewed One, but I mean, you had experience in the military as well, and if your buddy is on the floor bleeding, and you're the only one that can help them, you're gonna find a way to help them, right? So, you know, I think we all. In that moment, there's two groups of people. Hey, Andre, good to see you. Did your conflict zone show up in your playthrough? You know, I mean, they talk to us in training all the time about some people will just freeze and panic when there's somebody that needs help, and that's actually like 65 to 70% of the people will tend to panic and freak out when they actually have somebody who needs medical advice, help. Most people will just be like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know what to do, they'll just panic. And there's some people who will just compartmentalize the distraction and they'll just help their battle buddy. So I'd like to think I would be in that second group, but I've never actually I've dealt with minor injuries on training missions, sprained ankles, heat stroke, things like that, but I've never had someone, for example, take a serious life-threatening injury right in front of me. That would be pretty crazy. Yeah, I couldn't do it as a full-time profession either. You know, there's so many things that we take for granted that I think maybe COVID has shed a light on the fact that you know, we do have to thank a lot of the people who do these jobs that a lot of people are not interested in doing. Yeah, the conflict zones kind of ebb and flow depending on what's going on with the map. So I've had times when my map is covered with conflict zones, and I've had times when there's nothing going on, and that's not a big deal.
Receiving you. Affirmative.
All right, let's work on this Banshee over here. It's a primitive Banshee. Now, the one good thing about primitive enemy mechs is if you take 2 regular components and you take 2 primitive components, you can actually get the regular mech. You don't get the primitive mech. So never put together a primitive mech. It's just, unless you're completely desperate, it's not going to be a good thing for you. Like this primitive Banshee, I would rather take a much lower tonnage mech, but a real mech instead of a primitive mech, if I had a choice. Like, you see how we're fighting this Thunderbolt and we're fighting the primitive Banshee? I would rather take the regular Thunderbolt than the primitive Banshee. Yeah, St. Ives, Bloody Dove announced that in the notes recently that the St. Ives Compact could actually rebel again against the Capellans, which is happy for me to see because I hate the Capellans. So that actually gives you an opportunity to go help the St. Ives Compact in their fight for independence against the Capellans, which is a lot of fun. Hey Thomas, good to see you this morning. We're fighting our way through a destroy the base mission. Hope you're having a good morning. I'm excited, Thomas. We're going to have our meeting at 7 p.m. tonight. We're going to finish off our old contract. We're going to deal with any company business and decide if we want to spend any of our money on new mechs. And then also, we're going to select our new contract, which will be starting on Saturday. So I'm excited about all of that. Yes, sir.
Yes, Commander.
Ready for orders. Moving to position.
Alright, see if we can finish off this
Targeting for an
Banshee.
alpha strike. Hostile removed. My flamer is empty.
So, Andre, my understanding would be that when you see... Andre was asking, like, do the enemy units actually fight if you're not in the fight? Like, if you see a conflict going on elsewhere. So my thoughts to that would be that there's probably the computer is doing RNG calculations in the background to settle all of those conflicts. So it's not like the computer is generating an actual battle and playing it in the background.
Waiting for orders.
They're actually just basically rolling dice to decide these battles at a very high level. So literally the computer would do thousands of dice rolls to decide a fight, and then it would calculate the results, and then the map would update to reflect those results. That is my assumption, that the computer is doing that, or not the computer, the program is doing that in the background.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
That makes the
All
most
right,
sense to me.
Let's get down to it.
Alright, so let's see if we can't
One attitude
get rid of these
adjustment
turrets
coming
and
right
then
up.
finish off these buildings and get out of here. This doesn't feel like a 4.5 skull mission, I gotta tell you.
If they really cared about
This feels
facility,
more like a
they'd have
3
more
skull
than
mission.
turrets.
Unless some enemy reinforcements show up, this has been pretty...
I just dropped my coffee.
Pretty smooth.
I'm fucking angry.
Ready, Commander. Moving, Commander.
Alright, might as well start working on some of these buildings. Preferably a building that doesn't
Targeting truck.
put my units in the line of fire. So let's start working on these buildings. We got 2 buildings to destroy. So that's what I think, Andre. I think basically
Location confirmed.
the computer is doing the calculations for the battles in the background, and then it tabulates the results and populates the map. So that's a good question for Bloody Doves. Maybe next time I'm on a stream with him, I will ask him that. Unfortunately, I don't see him on streams very often because
Standing by.
usually I'm tied up with work or life or something else when he's streaming. So
On the move. Full speed.
I don't watch him as much as I would like, to be honest with you. Because I do enjoy his streams
Locked on target.
a lot. It's just usually bad timing for me because I'm on the West Coast.
It's history.
So when he's doing dinner time for you guys, he's doing the middle of the work. Well, not the middle, but the end of the workday for me. And sometimes it's just really hard for me to get away and watch his streams. Absolutely, Andre. We are here to answer any questions that we can for you. That is what this is all about.
Commander. Moving to position.
I mean, if you guys really wanted good gameplay, you'd be watching Thomas or a skewed one play the game. Versus me, because I do weird stuff. Like not having jump jets on mechs, and sometimes I do crazy things that make other people say, "Why did you do that,
On the
Jeff?"
clock. What do you want?
Like when we play our tabletop, people are like, "What? Why? Why did you do that?" And most of the time, it ends up okay. Most of the time.
Well, let's hope they have insurance.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love going to... Hey, I don't have my Jaeger deployed right now for that
Know
reason.
who's dumb for having all the...
In fact, I think I mothballed my Jaeger. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't, but I haven't used it in quite a while. We just have better toys to play with right now. Let's get rid of that heavy laser turret before we get too close. Might as well do some damage to those buildings while we're at it.
Waiting for orders.
So Thomas, I want you to think about what you want to accomplish on
Target
in our
acquired.
tabletop meeting today. We meet once a week in our tabletop group to discuss company business, make decisions, add custom mechs, things of that nature. So, Thomas, let me know what you want to accomplish.
Damage
And
minor, Commander.
Yes,
I mean,
Commander.
you don't have to tell me now. You can just have it in mind when we get there. We also want to look at what's available on the mech market to see if there's any mechs that we want to purchase. since we'll have some C-bills available. Thumper turret. Let's get rid of
Engaging
that.
target.
That's been raising all kinds of headaches here. So let's
Yeah.
focus on getting rid of that thumper turret if we can. There it is. This should be enough to finish off that thumper turret.
Turret destroyed.
Yeah, there's no way. Well, I mean, basically what you would have to do, Andre's asking
Affirmative.
if the computer could actually play out all the battles on the map. It could. It would really slow everything down, and you would have to leave your computer running 24/7. But I think you could do it, but it would take a really, really long time. And I think that's why the computer is designed to do all that stuff in the background. You know, having the computer simulate a bunch of dice rolls for a battle is much easier than them actually playing the battle out from a memory standpoint. So, I mean, I think you could set up a computer to do it. I mean, I couldn't do it, but I'm assuming Bloody Doves or somebody with the expertise could play with the programming and just say, okay, I want you to actually play every battle and record the results. I'm sure theoretically you could do it, but it would be very slow.
I'm ready.
You would need a really powerful computer, and, you know, like it would take you days and days and days just to get through one day of battles on the map.
Go.
Like, it would probably be, I don't know, 10 days of computing for every day of
Heavy damage.
time on the map if you fought every battle real time. I think it would just be too many battles to be really viable.
Armor's getting stripped off.
Commander? Copy that. Taking the shot. Ready for orders. Copy that.
Hopefully this will finish off this Rhino here.
Yes, Commander.
No. Alright, this will finish off the Rhino.
Locking on.
Scratch another target.
There we go. There goes the pirate garrison. Aye, the pirate garrison be destroyed, mateys. Yes, I did just do a really bad pirate impression just for you guys.
Let's get down to it.
Yeah, you'd have to have a really powerful computer to even have it work.
Well, let's hope they...
Leopard inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the L.
I mean, back in the day, the
Boy, I should call my real...
military would run all kinds of simulations, and so would the intelligence agencies.
Throttle up.
They would use these Cray supercomputers that would crunch numbers like that. And obviously, we have more advanced computers now, but they would spend days just crunching the data for something like that. Arr! Every day is talk like a pirate day, matey. I should do a stream on Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Understood. Moving fast.
With that's a pretty good idea, skewed one. I've got to look up what day that is, and I'll probably do a stream centered around Talk Like a Pirate
Double
Day.
time. Let's go.
Maybe I could even do a pirate start on Talk Like a Pirate Day. Eh? That would be funny.
I'm here. Roger.
Alright, why do I have to get to the evac zone? I should have killed all of the turrets.
I'm receiving you.
Alright, we'll just go to the evac zone. It's easier.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Maybe there's a turret I didn't destroy yet. I could have sworn I killed all the turrets, but let's just
Moving,
go.
Commander.
Sometimes it's easier just to go to the evac zone.
On
See,
my way.
it's letting me sprint, which tells me I did destroy all the turrets. It's probably just a glitch. September 19th. Okay, there you go, Skewed One. September 19th, we'll be doing a Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Let's get down to it.
Is that a weekday or a weekend? That would be awesome if it was a weekend.
On it.
I could do a whole day doing Talk Like a Pirate.
Ready, Commander.
I'd probably blow my brains out after a couple hours, which could be good entertainment on
I
Twitch.
copy.
Tune in and see me blow my brains out because I've been talking like a pirate for 12 hours. Arrgh! That'd be a bad idea.
All right, let's get down to it.
It's a Sunday. Okay.
Commander.
That's definitely something we could look to do. I don't know if I could do it for 12 hours, but I could do a 4-hour Talk Like a Pirate stream. That would be funny.
Confirmed.
And I could get myself a pirate hat if we really wanted to go that way. I could do that.
All right, let's get down to
I could be cheesy. I have no problem being cheesy to get clicks.
Moving out.
Move
I'd be willing to do that for some followers. I'll just... That's okay. I'll just tell her to go shopping that day. It'll be fine. That's what shopping days are for. I can just say, hey, you know what? You haven't been to the outlets in a while. Why don't you go to the outlets?
Mission successful.
And then I'd be safe. I would be, whenever she says, and Skewed One and Thomas, I'm sure you can relate to this. Whenever somebody, a significant other says, I'm just going to go out shopping, I'll be back in a couple hours, you pretty much know that you have the whole day to yourself. It's a nice feeling. Everybody gets what they want. You get left alone to do what you want to do. Oh, we got all the parts of that Thunderbolt. Nice. And she gets to do what she wants to do. Everybody wins. There we go. So we got a Thunderbolt we can sell. Got a primitive Banshee part. Okay. And some ammo. Hey, I'll take it. Hey, being cheesy on the stream actually does take a lot of work. You can't just easily do it. It takes a lot of work. Okay. We still have our Goliath in progress. I've been building that Goliath forever. I just want to take it out one time to see what it's like to have a quad. It's not the most exciting quad for me, but, you know, because it's 80 tons, it's not very powerful. I just want to see how different a quad is. I want to see a quad like a Scorpion. That would be cool. Skewed One said, speaking of places we haven't been in a while, I stopped by the gym on my way home from work. Yeah, I don't go... The gym's opened up here, but in the space of COVID, I purchased a Peloton, a rowing machine, a running machine, and a whole bunch of fitness equipment. So I basically have my own gym in one of the rooms of my house, and I use it probably 6 days a week now. I'm pretty consistent, and I wouldn't go back to the gym if they paid me. Like, if they were like, hey, we'll give you a free membership, I'd be like, no, I've got everything I need in my house. I don't need to... actually, I need to go to my barracks here. Let's see. I'm sure I have some people that need to be upgraded. Yep. Piloting. Let's give... invisible target. Yeah. Let's go with invisible target.
Commander?
Big Sly. You could tell it's... I've been really neglecting upgrading my pilots here.
Mech warrior training.
Guilty as charged.
Receiving you.
When some of your pilots are at such high levels, it's easy to forget, like, oh, I have to level up my pilots. Here we go. Decker's now level 10.
Confirmed, Commander.
Decker's like, man, can you actually stop by the barracks and maybe upgrade me like you're supposed to?
What do you want?
Waiting for orders.
I have so many pilots that I need to start
Standing by.
Training complete.
upgrading here.
Aye, aye.
Yes, Commander.
Like, I've got to make a goal to take one of my leveled up pilots every mission now. One of the pilots that I need to level up, I should say. Yeah, I really like... I really like having my home gym. The initial expenses were expensive, I'm not going to lie. So I probably spent... I don't know. Altogether, over the last year, we probably spent $10,000 on fitness equipment. You know, so it's $10,000. If I went to the gym, so let's do the math. So if I went to the gym, it's roughly $100 for two people at the gym we used to go to. Now my significant other actually went to Orange Theory, so that was more like $200. So let's say $250 a month times 12. So we would spend $3,000 a year on going to the gym. So in 3 years or so, we'll have the gym, the money spent on the gym paid off. But that's not factoring in the time we save. Like, it used to be that a trip to the gym would take me an hour and a half because you've got to drive there, you have to get set up, you have to wait for equipment, all that stuff. So it would easily take me an hour and a half. Now, I could be in and out of my home gym in 45 minutes. So that saves me 45 minutes a visit, 6 times a day. So that's like 7 hours a week that I'm saving by having my gym in the house. So that's totally worth it to me. All right, this is a 5-skull mission. We'll take our Night Star, Atlas, Awesome, Night Gear, Longbow, and Emperor. Maybe I want to let's take the Grasshopper instead of the Emperor. So I'd have more ability to disable some enemy mechs and maximize salvage. Let's do that. Night Star, Atlas, awesome. Night Gear, Longbow, Grasshopper. Let's go. Well, a skewed one, you could pass the gym, but that doesn't mean that you're going to actually visit the gym, right? I mean, that's the reality. I want to encourage everybody to get involved in chat. Things are a little late today in the chat room, which is not a big deal. We are just here having some fun, playing some BattleTech Advanced. So just because you pass by the gym doesn't mean you need to go to the gym. I feel like it's much easier having a home gym because I'm much less likely to say, I'm too tired to drive to the gym, because the gym is literally upstairs.
Command interface initiated.
And like I said, it's 45 minutes instead of an hour and a half, so I feel like I'm less tempted to just say, forget it. Ooh, alright, so we got some serious enemy defenses here. And some targets. So let's see.
I'm on the clock.
Alright, so our first mission, everybody, with 9.4 in the first round, everybody has really high evasion. Until they move. See, all these enemies have high evasion. If I could get vision on the turret, I would take shots on the turret here, because we could.
Ready, Commander. Moving,
Okay.
Commander.
Alright, did any of the enemy move? If any of the enemy moved, then we could take a shot here. Nobody moved. Alright, I mean, we could take a shot with this ERPPC just because it doesn't cost any ammo.
Shot, Commander.
You would rather be gaming. Hey, you know what? I understand what you're saying. You have to have the willpower to step away. But, I mean, Skewed One,
I will be done.
keep in mind that my office is also... My office for work is also my office for gaming.
On the move.
So, theoretically, I could always be saying I would rather be gaming instead of working, but that's just not practical. Now you can see the clan mech here does have the ability to take a shot because we have a lot better accuracy with clan mechs. So there we go. We took a hit on the charger, even though it was highly evasive, because of that clan technology giving us the ability to take a shot that we wouldn't normally take. So that works out good.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Grasshopper, let's push up here. Alright, does the Grasshopper have a shot worth taking? Probably... Oh! We can hit a turret here. Yes. So we're going to try to hit that turret. It's a long shot for a plasma bolt. But we succeeded. You know what, Skewed One? It depends on you as a person.
Waiting for orders.
I mean, the big thing for me is I spend probably a third of my day on conference calls. So people would notice really quickly if I wasn't getting my work done. Also, I'm in a sales job, so again, if I'm not getting my work done,
Locked on target.
they would figure it out pretty quickly. So I really couldn't get away with not doing my work.
Good to go.
It would be discovered pretty quickly that I'm not doing my work. Alright, can we finish off that turret? That would be nice. Let's see. There we go. That's the sweet spot right there on that turret. Feels like we did more damage to the buildings than that turret.
They've got a sensor lock on me. I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Ouch, ouch. Grasshopper just got wrecked. What the heck? Yeah, so Skid 1, you know, it's a necessary evil to be...
Oh, shit.
When-
Maybe they'll shoot at me
Oh
next.
boy, we just lost the engine on that Grasshopper. Man. That's some nasty firepower.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Maybe we should take some of these guys out at long
Let's
range.
get down to it.
Now that they've lost their evasion. Ooh, yes. This longbow has to go away. Let's see. Charger, no. Let's go for the head of the longbow here.
One attitude adjustment coming right up.
There we go. There goes the longbow.
I'm legally obligated to inform you on paid per kill.
Hey, Andre. I'm like I said. I'm on conference calls probably a third of the day. I also have people that I mentor or that I give support to that I interact with on a daily basis. So it's fairly interactive for the fact that I haven't actually been in the office for over a year. So it works fine. I don't really need the social component
Delta Heavy
of
get
work. I'm quite happy working on my own.
Orders?
But I do work with
Roger that.
coworkers to solve problems, get things accomplished, things like that. So there's still that stuff going
All weapons
on.
are go.
So we still have that.
That's a kill. Commander? Locked on target.
So I mean, I would say probably a third of my day I'm engaged with other people, and 2/3 of the day I work independently. And I've never had a problem with that. Hey, Goggles, good to see you. Are you going to make it for our tabletop meeting at 7:30 tonight? 7:30 Eastern Time? We're going to finish up our old contract, deal with any company business, see if we want to fire any of our
I can
pilots.
see why people enjoy this line of work.
See if we want to purchase any new mechs that are in the market.
Let's get down
And
to
then
it.
make a decision on what our next contract is going to be. So we have lots of stuff that we can do. You know what? This isn't the worst Banshee. I could probably build it into something pretty decent. Let's go for a headshot here.
One attitude adjustment coming right up.
No, 7 your time, not 7:30. So it would be 7 your time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm pretty sure you're Eastern time. So it'd be 7:30 Eastern time. Sorry, 7 Eastern time, not the 30. 7 Eastern time and 4 Western time
Ready, Commander.
is when we're gonna get together and meet. So right after I finish work, we'll get together.
Using
But I want as many people there as possible so people can't complain about our next contract or anything like that. I want it to be a group decision, not Jeff making a decision on these things. Yes. 1900 Eastern, Thomas, for those
Ready for orders.
those of us that have an acumen for military time. You know, it drives my my fiance crazy because I keep military time in my car, and for the life of her, she cannot figure it out. Like, it's not that complicated.
Standing by.
And she's like, why do you need that? You're not in the military anymore. But, you know, that's just what I'm used. I used to do that all the time, so I'm just used to thinking
Confirm.
in military hour terms. It's just a habit.
Aye, aye. On my way.
Okay, what do we got? We got a Shrek, huh?
Acknowledge.
All right, Shrek. Take a piece of that LRM barrage. Yeah, I'm just used to it. I mean, I had to think in military terms for 7 years, so I'm used to it.
Ah, I can see why people enjoy this line of work. I'm on the clock. What do you want? All right, let's get down to
Let's
it.
see if we can finish off this Banshee. Maximize salvage here.
One
Yep,
attitude adjustment.
that was a head hit.
Another target.
There we go. Alright, we got ourselves a Banshee if we want it.
I'm legally obligated to inform you on paper.
Life is war, so there's a lot of things in life that feel like they're a challenge, right? Nothing is easy. I mean, if you know, one of the things they always say,
Commander.
like college counselors are infamous for saying you have to find a career that you love. You know what? That's a crock of BS, okay? Because the chances of somebody actually doing a job that they really love are fairly small. I'm just going to be honest with you. Most people do jobs that they can stand, but they don't really love them. Especially in my industry, which is the insurance industry.
Nose dump for having
We actually
Waiting for orders.
don't trust people who love what they do. It's very suspicious. If someone tells me they love working in insurance, I either think they're lying or there's something mentally wrong with
Everything
them.
I've got.
Like, there are aspects of my job that I do like, But I don't think I could say with a straight face that I love what I do. I'm good at it, and it pays well,
Acknowledged.
and you know, it's a consistent career. But can I honestly say I love what I do every day? Probably not.
Waiting for
Just
orders.
being real. I'm not going to lie to the chat. And I think the vast majority of people are in the same boat. They are good at their job. They can do it, but do they really love it? Probably most people don't love what they do. And that's fine. You know, if people loved what they did, they would get paid a lot less. Right? Like, if someone told me,
What do you want?
hey, you could stream games for a
Let's
living
make some bad decisions.
and make,
Eyes.
I don't know,
Yeah, it's getting pretty fucking
75%
warm
of what you make doing your day job, right? I would probably say, yeah, I'd probably take that. If I could literally just
here. Let's see if I'm
play
smart
games and
enough to
stream
line
for a
this
living.
up.
But the truth is,
Yeah, it's getting pretty fucking warm in
the
here.
vast majority of the people who stream could never do it for a living. There's no way you can make enough money. It should be a hobby, or it should be something that younger people do just for fun. Because I've seen a lot of people who stream for a living, and most of the time they look very unhappy. I hate to say it, but it's usually true. That assault turret is what killed our grasshopper.
Reporting. Minimal damage. I'm ready.
Can't believe I'm gonna have to rebuild our grasshopper again. That grasshopper always gets beat up.
Targeted for an alpha strike.
Alright, there goes another vehicle.
Reporting. Vehicle destroyed.
But hey, once you embrace the reality that you don't have to love your job to do it well, it actually is very cathartic, because you can say, you know what? It's a job. It keeps me sane. It gives me something to do during the day. It gives me all the resources I need for my family. That's what matters. Right?
That turret is gone. My flamer is empty.
Standing by.
Yeah, Andre, I mean, I haven't seen you post any art lately, but every time you post art in our Discord, it feels like you're getting better every time. So
Enemy structure damaged, Commander.
if you keep getting better every time, I have no reason to believe that you're not going to be successful.
I'm on the clock.
And what does successful mean anyways? You know, most artists are not recognized for being great until after they die, for the most part. That's actually true.
Well, let's hope they have insurance.
So many artists are discovered after they're gone.
Ready, Commander.
So, you know, art is one of those things that you do because you love it. That's one of the rare professions where you have to love it to do it, I
Yes,
think.
Commander.
Like, I don't know
Location confirmed.
if there's any artists that are like, I don't really love art, but it pays the
target.
bills. I think generally speaking, people who are into being artists enjoy what they do.
Receiving you.
I'm sure that's the same with you, Andre.
Locked on.
Enemy structure eliminated.
Target destroyed.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so the bad news is we have to rebuild our
Double time.
grasshopper.
Let's go.
The good news is we got a banshee out of it, so, you know,
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
you have to take the good with the bad here.
Let's make some bad decisions at high speed.
Would I trade a banshee for a grasshopper? I don't know, because I do like grasshoppers.
Throttle up.
But I'm not trading him, I'm just repairing
Targeting structure.
the grasshopper, because I just have to put an XL engine in it, which is no big deal.
Waiting for orders. Rolling. Lots
Yeah,
of
I mean, there could be a day in the future where I'm like, yeah, I know Andre. You're talking about that famous Russian painter? Yeah, I know him. I know him personally. And
confirmed.
they'll be like, wow, you know Andre? And I'll say, yeah, I know him. He's a friend of mine. Not sure where that shot went.
What do you need?
I think that's a great goal, Andre. I know I couldn't do it. I could barely draw stick figures.
Hey,
I'm on the clock. What do you want? All right, let's get down to it. Well, let's hope they have insurance.
Ready, Commander. Targeting structure.
I'm ready. On my way.
Oh, we got a turret. Let's make sure we take out that turret. What do we got? Heavy LRM turret. Yep, that's got to go.
Firing all weapons.
Oh my god. That was horrible. 84% chance and I hit nothing. Oh, that was
Orders?
bad. Let's try that again, shall we?
understood. Moving fast.
Ooh, heavy mortar turret. That's actually the bigger threat here, so let's try
Target
to
acquired.
get rid of that mortar turret. 3 for 3, I'll take that.
Good to go.
Yeah, let's finish off that mortar turret.
That one's gone.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Let's do precision strike. Try to get rid of this turret.
I'm sober enough to line this up.
These turrets are what really killed our grasshopper, not any of the mechs that we fought.
LRM bins are out.
Yes, Commander.
What am I hitting? Like the Gauss rifle's hitting something in the air. Hey, Big Fluffy. Are you going to be able to make our meeting at 4:30? 7 your time? 7 p.m. Eastern time for our tabletop. Really need your guidance on
Target acquired.
some of the things that we need to do. Big Fluffy is the brains behind our tabletop. It is certainly not me.
Acknowledged.
One of the challenges with tabletop is it's a lot of trial and error because there isn't as much documentation or clarity as far as what you're supposed to do in some situations. So it's very useful to have someone in tabletop that knows what they're doing.
I'm on the clock. What do you want? Let's make some bad decisions at high speed. Well, let's hope they have insurance.
Ready, Commander.
Orders?
Yeah, it's been trial and error for you too, Big Fluffy, but you're not doing it on the stream. So you've got that going for you. In a perfect world, I could have maybe done a campaign myself before we did a channel campaign, but we all wanted to get it started, so it's fine.
Acknowledged.
Get your lance to the LZ, Commander. I'm coming in hot.
She's coming in hot.
One less structure.
Alright, so tough choice. So where is the LZ? Evac zone. Do I want to fight my way through these turrets and at least 2 more enemies, or do I just want evac?
Ready, Commander.
I'm inclined to just evac here.
Sending a message. Turret down.
Yeah, I mean it's been
Mission
it's
successful.
been a good learning curve for tabletop, but I think we've gotten to a point that we are very efficient when it comes to the actual tabletop games. It gets tricky when you're doing some of the stuff off mission and learning how to do it efficiently. That's where I have my challenges. Alright, pretty good mission other than losing the engine on our... What? I should have gotten 4 parts of that Banshee. I killed that Banshee. We should have gotten all 4 parts. I don't buy that. I mean, I should have gotten a lot more mech parts out of this mission than I did. 3 mech parts? Come on. I don't believe it. Well, Big Fluffy, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. I do have to tell you, now that you guys can control your own mechs, it's a lot more fun for me because I don't have you guys yelling at me about where to put your mechs. You guys can put it wherever you want on your own and have fun with it. I like being only criticized for my own moves instead of everybody else's moves. So I'm really glad that you figured out how to do that. Otherwise, we would still be yelling at Jeff every Saturday. Alright, do we have the equipment to fix this grasshopper? Alright, I always have to replace the engine on this grasshopper. It drives me nuts. Alright, so we got a 280 core. I don't have an XL engine. I have a light engine. Alright, can we turn this thing into a viable mech with a light engine? That's my question. Okay, we do have a double heatsink kit, which could help. E-cooling +1. Alright, we've got 10 tons left. And I need to replace a lot of stuff. Alright, so actually, let's take out the heat sinks. Because these heat sinks are very inefficient. These regular heat sinks. So we can actually save some tonnage by putting in the double heatsink kit. Okay, so that will help a lot. So let's replace our weapons. Hopefully I have another plasma rifle. I do. Plasma rifle. And ammo for the plasma rifle. Boom. Okay, then I have a medium laser I need to put in. On tabletop, would you Big Fluffy, we'll look at the retirement settings before we hit the completed campaign button. So we'll definitely need you for that. So no worries, I'm going to make sure we double check that before we go forward. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of losing half of our company. I'm pretty sure it's set up correctly, but let's make sure. Ooh, area of effect flamer. We could do that. Area of effect flamer. Take off this flamer. Heavy area of effect flamer. Alright, so we still have 5 tons available. So this is where getting rid of all the single heat sinks for double heat sinks is going to pay off, because now we can actually just put in some double heat sinks and we're going to be energy neutral really quickly. Boom. Boom. Are we energy neutral now? Almost. Close. So boom. And boom. Okay. Perfectly energy neutral here. 96 and 96. This is a very nice build. I like this build. As a support and disabling mech. This is very nice. So let's You put a note in the Discord. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it set up correctly, but I'll take a look at your note, Big Fluffy, and make sure that I set it up correctly, and then I'm going to have you double check it before we hit completed mission, because I don't want any issues. See, we can build a Mackie, but it's not the Mackie that I want. Well, it does have 2 hard points, but it's a primitive Mackie. I don't want a primitive Mackie. That's not going to help us. I still need some artillery. This is really what I need. I need some artillery mechs. Okay, I think we're done with this planet. We are. So let's look at navigation, see if we can find ourselves a place to go. Alright, hopefully... So these blue icons indicate a raid. The pinkish icons indicate a border conflict. So let's see, that's not a very interesting board. Let's see if there's a border conflict or a raid that we can support. How about this here? That's a 2-skull planet. Maybe. Here we go. Alright. Here's a raid. 8 days till the fighting starts. We'll be there in 24 days. Will the battle be over before we get there? That's always my concern. So I don't know if that mission... How about this mission up here? 7 days. No, none of these are going to work. So let's just find ourselves a nice 4.5 skull planet that we haven't been to yet. Okay. Alright, we want... Let's see. Let's go to Tau Ceti. Tau Ceti here. It's going to take 14 days to get there. Yep, let's go for it.
Calculating course now, Commander.
Okay, let's actually make sure we have engineering working on something.
Network orders complete, boss. Top-notch work, if I may say.
There we go. Expanded drop 2. So let's see what else engineering can work on. Let's see. We can set up a vehicle bay. Because eventually I would like to
Sure thing.
have a vehicle bay ability. We might as well get that going for us. Okay. Oh, Amiko was assassinated. That makes me so sad. The Omiko assassination was one of the saddest things I've ever seen in Battletech lore. Because I felt a real connection to Victor. I felt that they had a really good relationship. And that she was a really good person. And it's actually really rare to find a good person in Battletech lore. Everybody has their flaws, but Amiko was a very good person inside and out. And apparently she was a smoke show. So it was really sad to hear she died. All right, so we did the vehicle upgrade.
Commander.
All right. Let's get engineering working on something here. Not navigation, engineering. Yeah, we should probably upgrade medical.
Alright, I'll get the team on it right away.
Money's not a problem. We got plenty of money right now. Okay, so let's see what we have on this planet. We have just enough time for one more mission if we do something fairly quickly. Let's see. Ambush convoy, no. Favorite or regret a battle. Flush them out. Let's do this flush them out mission. It's a 5 skull. Yeah, Andre, I posted that hard steel in our Discord. That's actually just a fan project. But they have Tex doing one of the voices, which I think is really cool. All right, we have our quad available. What does our quad have on it? I forget. We've been building it for so long. 2 ERPPCs, a Thunderbolt 15. Let's take our quad instead of the... you know what? Let's take the quad instead of the longbow. Yeah. Let's do that. Take our quad instead of the longbow. Our grasshopper's back up, so let's take our new grasshopper out as well. Let's put Big Sly in the grasshopper. He's not the best for it. Oh, okay. Here's the vehicle bay. All right. So we got the Night Star, Night Gear, Atlas, and the Awesome. The Goliath, just because I want to try it out. And the Grasshopper. Do I want to take another... You know what? Let's take a Raven for some sensor locking. Why not? Hey, Wala Imuna, thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. We play Battletech Advanced here every morning, Sunday through Friday, and then on Saturday we play tabletop Battletech. So if you enjoy those games, you've come to the right place. Alright, we got just enough time to push through this mission, probably.
Command interface initiated.
Got about, probably 20 minutes to play. That should be enough time for a battle.
What are those? Trees?
What are those? Trees? Yes, they are trees. Ooh. Oh, we got a Marauder too. Okay, here we go. Here's some good salvage, because I love Marauder 2s.
Let's move.
Your kilt supplier is having a sale, Thomas. Well, time to get some kilts, I guess. No, Andre. So it took them 6 months to put together a 2-minute fan video. So a full-length movie would be almost impossible for a fan project. So I believe their goal is to do a 2-month video every 2-minute video every 2 months. So just logistically, it's virtually impossible to do that. Like, to actually put together a feature-length movie as a fan is so resource intensive that it's almost impossible to do unless you're independently wealthy. Alright, let's push through this mission. Alright, we got a Marauder here. We've got an Awesome there. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see if we could push through some armor here on this Marauder. Yeah, you could do that, Thomas, but you need to have the financial resources to make it happen. And in fan fiction, fan projects just aren't going to be feature length because they don't. Most fans don't have the resources to do that. I mean, it's very expensive to put something like that together. Let's try to keep that Awesome busy while we try to get a headshot on this Marauder 2. That is the real salvage on this mission. How did my Grasshopper get dropped way over here? That's a waste. Simray, we got to talk to you about your drops. That was a bad drop. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, you can't monetize the videos. So if they tried to make money on those short fan films, whoever has the distribution and broadcast rights would instantly come after you and want the money because they have the rights to broadcasting Battletech. I'm not sure who it is right now, but they would instantly give you a cease and desist if you tried to make money. Bad drop, no cookie. I like that. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... Oh, okay, so this is our first chance to use our Goliath. So I've set up the Goliath to be a fire support mech. So let's see what we can do here. We've got an Atlas. Ooh, all right, so let's see what we can do with the Thunderbolt 15 and 2 ERPPCs on this awesome. Ooh, nice hit there. Nice. So if you're going to do a fan project, it's not going to be very long, and you're not going to make any money. So it's really a labor of love because you're never going to get a return on your time and effort. There's just no way to do it. All right, Raven, can you try to keep these other mechs busy while staying very evasive? There we go. Don't want our Raven to get squished. Just want to keep him, have him keep the enemy distracted a little bit. Maybe get some flanking shots. All right, here we go. So now we have a precision strike opportunity with the Marauder on the Marauder 2. I would love to get 4 parts of this Marauder. Come on. Hit the head, please. Hit the head. Nope, no luck on that one. So we're gonna let the Night Star and the Marauder 2 go at it, and I'll have everybody else focus on killing the other mechs. Okay. Hit the Banshee. Yeah, let's keep working on the awesome. Do some Battle Lord here. Nice. Yeah, I mean, fan fiction is really probably best in a written format, simply because the only thing you lose when you're working in a written format for fan fiction is time, right? You're not doing computer design, you're not doing graphics, you're not doing, all you're doing is you're doing time. So that's why I think a lot of fan fiction ends up being written fan fiction, simply because the cost of doing business is much lower for written fan fiction. Ooh, this could be an interesting Marauder because it has AC hardpoints. And I love the awesome. The Marauder 2 is one of my favorite assault mechs. Probably because I like the Marauder. So that makes sense. Let's see if we can finish off this awesome here. No. Yeah, that's another good point, Thomas. Written fan fiction is obviously more available to other people as well. That's another big plus. You're right. Ooh, there goes that awesome. Yeah, so I mean the Hired Steel is actually a fun project, and I really liked what they did. Even though, as somebody who's in the military, some of their communication stuff was really bad. Like, they were trying to sound like they were in the military, but they didn't know what they were doing. Military communications are very unique, and they are very structured. So they have certain patterns that they follow. And anybody who's been in the military that hears fake military communications, it's pretty obvious that it's fake. And, they do it all the time on TV too. So whenever I hear stuff on TV that is nothing to do with what we would actually do in the military, I just kind of shake my head and just not worry about it, because sometimes it could be really ridiculous. Oh, we lost a part of that Marauder. Oh, that's too bad. I don't know when we're going to see another Marauder too. They're pretty rare. Man, I was hoping we could get all 4 parts of that sucker. That's disappointing. My Atlas is better than your Atlas. Wouldn't tell from that salvo. Sometimes the Atlases just always kind of, in BTA, they just kind of feel clunky because they're so slow. They're pretty easy targets. If you engage them at long range, you can generally take them out before they could do too much damage on their own. That's one negative I would say is in BattleTech the game, they kind of didn't give the Atlas its full impact in my mind. Like, when I see an Atlas, I should be scared. I should be like, oh my gosh, there's an Atlas. What are we going to do? It's like, oh, it's an Atlas. We'll just wear down its armor at long range and it'll be fine. Okay, let's keep hitting this Atlas. Come on. Take out that head. Well, we got a knockdown at least. Alright, let's finish off this Atlas. Wait, that was the Marauder. How many parts did we get of that Marauder? 1, 3. Okay, I'll take 3 parts. Especially since that means we're going to finish this mission off pretty quickly here. All we have left is this 5E Banshee, which isn't much of a threat. It has lots of armor, but that's about it. So let's get right in this Banshee's face. suck plasma and flamers. He's probably going to fire and blow himself up at this point. Alright, let's see if we can finish off this Banshee and bring this mission to an end. He's not in good shape. Decker copies. He likes to say that a lot. I do like the quads. They're cute. Ooh, that shot went wide. Both shots went wide. Bad luck there. Oh, we missed with melee. Just my luck. There we go. Mission complete. Alright, let's do our salvage real quick. and we'll end the stream. IMG should be around shortly doing a stream, I believe. So if you guys want to step away and then keep an eye out for his alert, or just kind of lurk in chat, he should be around pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. All right, let's see. Let's get our Marauder 2 parts. Wish we had 4. And I guess we'll take the Atlas part. And we got a whole bunch of other parts. And, ooh, ERPPC times 2. That's good. And on that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Battletech Advanced in the morning. Those of you that are in the tabletop team, I will see you at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for our tabletop company meeting. See you then.